All right, so good evening and welcome once again to day 22 of the 23, 24. I keep forgetting which day it is. Day 2 of the intermediate session. Let's keep it at that. Going deeper. I'm Vivek, if you haven't forgotten me already. And tonight, it's my pleasure to be hosting this session for all of you. Yesterday we talked a little bit about the central channel and how to foot soak and do our daily meditation at home. So today we are going to be addressing the left channel, um, and how to clear the left channel with a candle. Earlier, I did put up a message on all the WhatsApp groups, and I need to apologize for this. I was under the impression that we are going to be doing the candling, but that is not the case. We are just going to be looking at a demo of the candling. So those of us who need more help with the left side can do the candling at home. And it's not really meant for those who need more help with the right channel. So we need a little bit of discretion in using these techniques. So if you find that the left channel needs more work in your personal opinion, then do so, do use the candling, and we'll demo it today for you later tonight. Okay, so let's see what we need to do for tomorrow, actually, it's a bit important that we have this information. So we are going to be doing the ice pack tomorrow. All of us are going to be doing it together. So any type of ice pack works, whether and if you did it in the beginners session, you probably know what to do. But in case you missed it, any kind of ice pack will work, whether it's a block or a flexible gel. Or if you just have a few ice cubes in a Ziploc bag, that is good enough for the ice pack treatment. And yeah, so we are going to be doing the ice pack for tomorrow, which has to do with the right side. But today we are going to be looking at the left channel. And so let us go ahead and meet our leads. But before that, I need to also ask those of you who are here for the first time, or who are in the beginner stages, please do send a message in the chat so we can assign you to a breakout room. This session is meant more for those who have already done the beginners part. And so it'll just be confusing for you if you decide to stick around in the main session. So do request for a breakout room in the chat and someone will assign you to that room. All right, so let us now go ahead and meet our leads, meditation leads for tonight. And the first gentleman is Mr. Steve Wallenberger. So Steve, welcome. So good to see you tonight. And would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, Vivek. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, my name is Steve, and so I've been practicing this meditation for a long, long time, about almost 40 years. And it's been a tremendous experience from day one, and continues to be a tremendous experience that is unfolding, every day. So very beautiful experience. What can I tell you about myself? I work in the finance world, which is a great meditation is a great contrast, let's put it that way, a great antidote.
Yeah.
Working in that very stressful world.
It's sort of the polar opposite of meditation, right? Working in finance.
So the thing is to be in meditation while you're working in finance.
Wow, that's a challenge.
So that's a little bit about me. Thank you.
All right. It's so nice to hear from you, Steve, and we'll talk more during the feedback session later. So let us now meet our second lead, who's making an appearance again for us, Sylvia. So, Sylvia, Sia was the surprise for tonight. No worries. So we'll talk to Sia first. So Sia, go ahead and tell us what you are going to be playing for us tonight. Sia is the most wonderful musician. You all know
Maybe
her.
I was quicker to show my video. Keen to say hi to everyone. Yeah, great to be back. It's great that we're starting again the intermediate with so many people. It's really, really joyful. I shall be playing violin tonight, and I will give an instrumental interpretation of a variation of a bhajan, which is a devotional Hindi song, Namami Shri Ganaraya Dayala. And I failed to ask somebody which rag it is, I must admit, but it's a pentatonic rag, mostly pentatonic, 5 notes, with a couple of exceptions. So that's going to be the meditation music.
Looking forward to hearing that later tonight. So do we have Sylvia online? If she's there, Sylvia, so nice to see you. So yeah, would you mind please telling us a little bit about yourself?
Of course. Hello. It's wonderful to be back. I agree with what Sia said. My name is Sylvia. I live in Florida. I'm a new grandmother. And so that's my great joy, number 2 joy, after meditating with everyone. I've been meditating in Sahaja Yoga meditation about half the time of Steve, but I'm rushing to make up for it. So I hope we can go really deep tonight and we can do double pace.
Of course.
I'm looking forward to it.
Looking forward to that too. So that's great to meet you all, and I hope that tonight all of us have a wonderful session. So we are now going to take a 1 minute break for us to prepare our foot soak equipment. So if you haven't done that already, please go ahead and get your foot soak equipment ready. And I'll see you all on the other side at the feedback session. Bye.
So everyone, let's begin tonight with the foot soak. We can all start by raising our kundalini, raising our energy. Just do it slowly, really trying to feel what we're doing. And when we're finished with that, we can do the bandhan 7 times. Again, a little slowly, really feeling that we're surrounding ourselves with this beautiful, soothing energy. And when we're finished with that, I don't know if you've all done this before, but we can keep the left hand open and we can actually give energy to the water for just a moment, just to vibrate the water so that it's even more effective in drawing the blockages out from our system. So just hold the right hand toward the water for a moment. Then we can go ahead and put our feet in. We can close our eyes and let our attention go inside. So we may need a minute or two to transition from having the attention outside and involved in all the things we've done during our day to bringing it inside. So to help with that, let's just make sure that we're very physically relaxed, first of all. Relax the shoulders, relax the facial muscles. We can observe for just a minute, just observe our breathing, just to help us settle down and get more into the present moment. With our open hands, we're just requesting, very humbly requesting this energy, this divine energy to rise, to cleanse us, and to help us to get into meditation. So let's feel that desire in our hearts. That what we've come here for tonight, whatever it may be for you, to feel peace, to know your spirit, however you would express it. Let's feel that desire and allow our Kundalini to begin to cleanse us and connect us and take us deeper. So for a moment, let's take the help of the earth, the element of the earth, which has a very powerful capacity to clear all the blockages and imbalances in our system. So for just a moment, let's put both our hands down, pointing down toward the ground. Just let our arms relax and hang down with our fingers pointing toward the ground. Let's put our attention on the earth beneath us. Just be aware of the earth beneath us. And we can ask the Mother Earth that, Mother Earth, please clear all the blockages, all the imbalances from my subtle system, from my energy system. And let's sit quietly for a moment and give that a chance to work. So we can bring our hands back to our laps now. We can just give attention for a moment to our third energy center, the Navi chakra. So that is at the level of the navel, near the stomach. So what we can do is we can take our right hand, and I believe many of you have done this before. We're going to give a bandhan to the Navi chakra. So we point the fingers in toward the body like this, and we make a circle, a clockwise circle around that third chakra, around the navel, like this. We can just do it about 6 or 7 times, roughly, you don't have to count. This helps the chakra to spin in the direction that it's meant to spin. Then we can take our right hand and just offer those blockages that we're removing to the earth. And the earth just absorbs it and neutralizes it. So let's do that again, one more time. This will help us to settle our attention and to just get into that peaceful state. We can again offer it to the earth. And one more time. And again, whatever we do with our hands, these movements, we do them with awareness. We try to feel what we're doing. And again, we can offer it to the earth. So let's bring our right hand up to the top of our head. Press down just a little bit. And feel that pressure from our hand. And then let's just see above the head. We can feel the flow of the energy from the top of the head. So now I think we can rinse our feet off. Just take a moment or two to rinse off our feet and put the foot soaking bowl aside. And then we'll continue in just a minute. All right, so I hope everybody's had a chance to just put the foot soaking bowl aside. And so as Vivek mentioned at the beginning, today we're talking about the left side. And I know that this is kind of a review for some of you, kind of a reminder. But I wanted to approach the left side from a particular point of view tonight. There are a lot of ways that we can talk about it. I know Sylvia will also approach it from a slightly different perspective when she comes on a little later. But one of the things that struck me is something that Shri Mataji used to say when she gave programs where she was introducing this meditation to a group of new people. And she used to say, she used to give us some prerequisites. And one of them was that you have to be pleasantly placed toward yourself, she used to say. And I don't think I fully grasped what she meant by that in the beginning, but one of the things that I've really come to understand and I wanted to share with you is that, especially for those of us in the West, although it's, I'm sure, true in many parts of the world, in many cultures, we have a tendency to feel guilty, to have low self-esteem, to have feelings of unworthiness sometimes. And that becomes a huge obstacle for our left side to be healthy. So the left side has to do with our emotions. It has to do with somewhat with our past, with our relationship to the past. And if we feel guilty or unworthy of experiencing this tremendous, beautiful kind of transformation inside, it really blocks our left side. It really keeps us from feeling the joy and that sort of feeling of being enveloped in this divine love that Shri Mataji talks about and that we've all talked about during these courses. So when she says you have to be pleasantly placed toward yourself, to me now that really means that we have to love ourselves. We have to respect ourselves, and we have to respect ourselves enough and feel enough that we are worthy of this experience, that we can receive that love. Because if we feel unworthy, if we feel we're not good enough, that keeps us from really taking it in. And that's what transforms us. That's what takes us deeper into a more profound experience, is that we can actually receive and accept and absorb that love. So I wanted to bring that out. And you might have noticed on the slide that was shown at the beginning, Shri Mataji's quote said that that there is an ocean of forgiveness. And I think it's very important for us to realize that this energy, this divine energy, has such a power of forgiveness built into it. There's really nothing that we could do bad enough that forgiveness wouldn't wash it away. So we really need to let the past be in the past, forgive ourselves, and allow ourselves, respect ourselves enough to know that we're all here because we are seekers of truth. You know, we are here because we have a desire to grow, and that's what's needed. And we really need to respect that in ourselves and to receive and accept and know that we're worthy of receiving that beautiful divine love. So I wanted to make that point. There's a lot more we could say about the left side, but we're going to do a little meditation where we focus on the left side for a few minutes. So if everybody's okay, we can just go back into the meditation. We've already raised our energy and we've cleansed our system nicely with the foot soak. So let's just open our hands, close our eyes again, and let's bring our attention back inside. So again, we need a moment to transition to the inside. It may help you to just observe your breathing for a short moment just to settle down again. So first and foremost, the left side is the side of desire, of our desires. And so it's really good when we start our meditation to feel and acknowledge and even express our desire. So let's just in our hearts, in our own words, silently, express the desire that brings us here tonight. It could be the desire to grow, the desire for peace, the desire for spiritual evolution, whatever words you put to it. Let's feel that desire. Now let's put our right hand down toward the ground, keeping the left hand open on our lap. Again, we're using the element of the earth, which has a very strong correlation to our left channel, which can draw all the impurities and imbalances and whatever is there that gets in the way, can draw it out. So let's ask inside of ourselves. We can ask Mother Earth, and we can ask our own Kundalini. Please remove all the blockages and imbalances of the left side. Father, please clear away all the blockages and imbalances from the left side. We can ask, please awaken my pure desire, that desire for my spiritual growth. And please remove all the mundane desires. Because we know that there are many desires that come to our attention that are ultimately not fulfilling. They're fulfilling for a moment. or maybe they're not fulfilling at all. But they come and go. So that pure desire is the desire for our spiritual growth and for our connection with that divine force, that universal force. Please let me feel my pure desire. Please strengthen my pure desire. So you may remember that at the base of the left channel is the first chakra, the left side of the first chakra, the Muladhara chakra. And the qualities of that chakra are innocence and wisdom. So let's just be aware for a moment of that first chakra. It's the foundation of our whole left side. So we really want to have a strong foundation. Let's ask inside, please awaken my innocence and my wisdom. Addressing our own Kundalini. Mother, please awaken my innocence and my wisdom. So the left side is also responsible for our emotions. And if we have a lot of emotional trauma or a lot of heavy experiences in the past, or if we're just always in a very emotional state, we can exhaust the left side. It can become a little imbalanced. So still with the right hand pointing down toward the ground, let's ask our Kundalini, Mother, please clear away all the negative emotions, all of the impact of any bad experiences from the past. And let me be in the present. And as our left side clears, gradually over time, the very beautiful qualities of the left side emerge, and primarily the quality of joy. So all of those maybe heavier emotions get replaced by a feeling of joy, spontaneous joy that's not really connected to any external events, but it's just the joy of existence, the joy of our being. So let's ask inside, please let me feel the pure joy. Please let me feel the pure joy within myself. Let's put our right hand on our heart for a moment and tune into our heart. Can feel our breathing under our hand. Maybe we can feel our heartbeat. And as you all know, the heart is where we begin to be aware of our spirit, where we can begin to feel that universal thing, that essence inside of ourselves. So let's say inside a few times, I am the pure spirit. I am the pure spirit. Let us just consciously receive that energy of divine love into our hearts. Let's have complete respect for ourselves and allow ourselves to really just soak in that divine love. We can bring our hand back down. Let's bring our attention back to the top of the head. We can put our hand there. And we can just settle our attention there and raise our hand up and see where we feel the flow of the energy. We might feel cool, we might feel warm. We may not feel anything also, that's fine. Let's just be aware of that space above the head and see what we feel. We can also switch hands and try feeling above the head with the left hand. And just let our attention be up there. Bring our hand back down to our lap. Just feel that silence inside and allow our Kundalini to take us deeper. So now we'll just remain in meditation. We can keep our hands open. We will be watching a short video of Shri Mataji. So let's just watch that in meditation and enjoy her message for us tonight.
So one has to understand that to get peace, we have to go beyond this mind. This mind is the one which reacts and creates problem for us, makes us believe into things, and we are conditioned. We are not free people. Free people to understand what is reality. The reality is beyond the mind. Now, how to cross the limit of mind? Like once a doctor in Switzerland said, "Mother, you do what you like, you can cut my throat, but stop these thoughts, they are bombarding me." You cannot stop, because a thought rises and falls off, another thought rises and falls off. These thoughts come to us from the past or from the future. You are not in the present. You cannot be in the present. But when this power that is described to you already, known as the Kundalini, rises, then she takes your attention beyond the thought, beyond the mind, and that is the place where resides the present, the reality. Now this special thing as called as Kundalini is not to be discarded because coming from India. It has been described in every scripture. Even in the Bible it's described that I'll appear before you like tongues of flames. These are the tongues of flames you see along the path of the Kundalini. Also Muhammad Sahib has said very clearly in his Quran that if you want to know God, you must know yourself. Christ has said, know thyself. All of them have said the same thing. If you see Zen system or Lao Tse, Confucius, any one of them, they all said that unless and until you know yourself, you are not there. You have no identity. But knowing yourself is very important, because you are the treasure of knowledge. You are the treasure of wisdom and divine discretion. It's all within you, which you should know without any efforts. Effortless, sahaja. Saha means with, ja means born. Born with you is the right to get your self-realization. It's your birthright to have it, and in these modern times, it has been made very, very easy somehow to get this realization. In our country also, all the saints have described about achievement of yourself. Sahaja word is used by so many saints, especially by Guru Nanaka, who says Sahaja Samadhi Labh. Whatever you have to get in your awareness, Samadhi is awareness, has to be in a Sahaj, means a spontaneous manner. So for this you don't have to stand on your head, you don't have to run away from your families, you don't have to starve or fast. You've done it. You've done it in your last lives. Now, in this life, you should have the fruits of your hard work that you are putting to express your desire to be one with the divine. The first truth is that you are not this body, this mind, these conditionings, this ego, these emotions, but you are the pure spirit. The second truth is very much evident, but we are not bothered to know it. For example, you see these beautiful flowers, beautiful trees all around. It's a miracle. See, every tree is different, every seed is different, and all flowers are different, their fragrance is different. It's a miracle that is created, but we take it for granted. If you ask a doctor, who runs your heart? He'll say it's autonomous nervous system. But who is this auto? Who is the one who does it? They don't know. At the most they can say it is autonomous nervous system. Beyond these systems, we have the system here of these three channels. And these three channels, left and right channel, look after your right and left sympathetic nervous system, which are responsible on the right side for your physical and mental activity, on the left hand side for your emotional activity. In the center, there are these two sympathetics. They form a loop like this, and the chakras, the centers, are created. These centers are responsible for our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual being. But when we start exhausting whatever limited energy it has, then we start developing either physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual problems. If somehow we can save these centers from a state of jeopardy, we can solve the problem of physical problem, of say, mental problem, and also emotional, spiritual problems. You can diagnose a person on your fingertips, because these fingertips, 5, 6, and 7, are denoting your centers within yourself. They get enlightened. So with the light of the Spirit, when you are enlightened, you really become an enlightened person. It is not just a certificate, I am this, I am that. It is something that happens to your awareness. The first thing that happens, as I told you, you go beyond the mind, that you become thoughtlessly aware. In Sanskrit we call it nirvichar samadhi. It is an instant happening. Maybe the modern times are such that the kundalini rises like a jet. And in thousands of people it has worked out. But to establish that situation of thoughtless awareness, you have to meditate at the most for 10 minutes in the evening. But immediately you will feel absolutely peaceful. You will feel like a witness of the whole drama that is going on. And with that drama, you will be able to see that there's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be worried. Because you are out of that problem, you can solve it. Like if you are standing in the water, in the sea, and it's turbulent, you see the waves rising higher and higher, you are frightened. But supposing you can get into a boat, then you can watch the same scene with such attention and with enjoyment, because you know it cannot hurt you. But supposing you can jump into the sea because you are a great swimmer, you can save many others. So in the second state, where you become doubtlessly aware, you become all-powerful because you can give realizations to others. It's like one enlightened light or a candle can enlighten many candles. You can give realizations to many people.
So with our hands open our lap, and with our eyes closed and our attention way above our head, let us stay a few minutes in total silence and let the words of Shri Mataji just resonate in our being. As Steve said so nicely before, the root chakra is underneath the Kundalini and the base of the left channel. So this following instrumental tune, is a prayer for this quality of the root chakra of innocence, but also protection.
Hello, everyone. As Sia so beautifully suggested before that beautiful piece, let's keep our attention way above our head. This is not only, as Shri Mataji said, the state of thoughtless awareness, but it's the state which affords us the greatest enjoyment and the greatest absorption. Pure joy is when the joy is complete and you're not seeking the next thing and the next thing to make you feel joyous. That joy has been awakened within you. Like the joy we felt in this beautiful music, whose purpose was only to awaken beauty and joy. Let's take our right hand and bring it to our heart, keeping our left hand open. In the heart resides the spirit, as we've heard many times in this program. But who is our spirit besides our genuine self? Who is that? What does that mean, our genuine self? Ancient meditators and sages, yogis, have said that the pure self is the one who manifests and is satisfied by truth, attention, and joy. In English, those are beautiful words. In Sanskrit, the words, because Sanskrit is an acquired language, has even more resonance. And these words become a mantra that can settle us even closer to our heart, just as this music has been able to do, and how the Kundalini, when it rises. The mantra also works in tandem to touch the heart. So we can keep our eyes closed and let's hear this mantra. We don't have to repeat it. It's maybe a little complicated. And just feel how the truth, consciousness, and joy, the response is in our heart. The words are Sat for truth, Chit, which is Chint, Chit, Ananda. And then the refrain goes into Shivoham, Shivoham, means I am the spirit. Shiva, we may have heard before, means the spirit or the true self. So it's a song to our spirit that says who we are. We are not this body. We are not this mind. We are not the thoughts. We are not the emotions. We are truth, consciousness, and joy. We are spirit. We are spirit. Satchidananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham Satchidananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham. Truth, consciousness, and joy. I am Shiva. I am the Spirit. I am the Spirit. So before we end this segment of our meditation, let's check again if our attention is way above our head as recommended. Let's take our left hand open and bring our right hand all the way up, bringing it up above our head. Let our attention, our consciousness, follow the hand. Let's do this again. We'll take the Om. Take a breath. We'll start with Om and we'll end with the M all the way at the top. Breath. Om. And one more time. Om. Let's put our hand down, both hands open now. Keep the attention where your hand was or higher. And with the attention way up there, we can gently open our eyes and learn one more short technique today before we go over to our host, Vivek. I want to demonstrate the candle treatment. So on the left side at home, you can have a candle just in a glass, a candle holder like this. And this is a good height because you can bring it low, which I can't show you right now. But I have it down at where my leg and torso meet on the left side. My left hand is open. And the candle is going to come up the left side, past the heart. And it's going to come up my left cheek to the center of the forehead, where the number 6 chakra is, and go over to the right. This is the path of the left channel. It starts, as has been said today, at the Muladhara, So all the way down to the lap, we can carry it. And then again, all the way up the left side, past the heart, to the Agya, number 6, and over to the right, and then down again. So when you're at home and you want to work on your emotional side, maybe your left hand feels hot or heavy, try like a scientist, get yourself a candle and work on your left side, the heart side, like this, once or twice, and then put it down and see how it's worked out for you. And you can also ask your mentor to work with you with the candle after you've checked your hands to see if it's indicated for you. So this will be our last meditation before we go to our hosts. So let's collectively raise our Kundalini one last time and take a bandhan. And as we did in the beginning, let's feel each step of the way, the right hand going around the left, and the response inside. And the bandhan we know starts from the left hip, goes to the right. That's once. And we do it 7 times. I greet my spirit. Namaste. Now over to you, Vivek, after such a beautiful evening. We're looking forward to chatting with you.
Oh, that's very kind of you to say. Although after the silence of meditation, there's really very less point in talking about things.
Well, I guess it's a balance. We have to, yeah. It's a nice balance after meditation. Then we get to share. So it kind of increases, I hope.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you so much, Sylvia, for that wonderful meditation. As usual, it's always a treat to have you here. And thank you so much to Sia as well for her wonderful heavenly music. And thank you so much to Steve for his wisdom and his guidance today, which was very helpful. So thank you to all of our leads, and we'll move on to the next part of this session. So tomorrow we are going to be looking at the right channel, and which is the channel of our actions, and how we can clear it out when we use this power of action too much or too less sometimes. So again, as a reminder, we are going to be doing the ice pack treatment tomorrow. So if you have any kind of ice pack, please do have it ready. And if not, then just a bag or a cloth with some ice cubes should be more than enough. And we are also going to be, as usual, doing our foot soaking tomorrow also. So please be prepared with those materials as well. So your dish pan, your water, salt, towel, rinse water. And so tomorrow we'll be focusing on the right channel. So let's move on to the next slide on here. So we have our resources on our website. Please do check it out. Someone yesterday posted a very beautiful compilation of all the PDFs that we have, all the handouts. So that was really, really helpful. And I don't know if we have that with us right now, but if we do, we can share it in the chat. Otherwise, please do go to the website, and under See All Resources, we have all the handouts available. All the YouTube sessions, all these Zoom sessions are recorded there on the website. Please do go and have a look. And if you haven't joined a WhatsApp group yet, we will also post the link to that in the chat. Please do join the WhatsApp group. It's really easy for us to communicate on WhatsApp because we have quite a large number of people to address. And if you haven't already, please, on these WhatsApp groups or even now in the chat, you can ask for a mentor. A mentor is just a person who is going to be helping you. There you go on the screen, there's the slide. Who's going to help you with your individual practice of Sahaj Yoga. However, this does not mean that you should substitute the group sessions that we have for your individual meditation, because it's really beneficial when we do it in a group, and any individual advice that you need, any questions that you have, if you would like to meditate with them, if you would just like to talk to them about their lives or share your life with them, just develop a friendship, that's also totally fine. So please do ask for a mentor, and because that's going to be really helpful as we go forward with our journey in Sahaj Yoga. All right, so if we could, then the next point is for our dear Spanish speakers. If you speak Spanish and would like to get help from Spanish-speaking yogis, please indicate so in the chat, and we can assign you to the Spanish breakout room. And we'll now go with our feedback session. So we don't want to go on too long with these feedback sessions, because the thing is, people who can't stay on for long have to drop, and then they miss out on certain questions or certain conversations. So we would like to keep it short. And so if you really have something that you feel is very personal to you, let's say you have a very specific question in mind and you would like to work on that, please ask for a breakout room in the chat, and our tech team will assign you to one of our breakout rooms with a yogi who's there, who's willing to help you. And in the main session, if possible, let us try to keep our conversations more general, in the sense that general questions that you have about Sahaj Yoga or about the chakras, or any experiences that you like to share, like you were meditating by yourself for a whole week, right? So how did that go? And we would all love to hear from you. We would love to hear how tonight's meditation was, and all the wonderful stuff. So we would love to hear from you. Only if it is a very specific question that is unique to you, that you feel also needs some help with the vibrations and knowledge, please do ask for a separate breakout room. And we also have people monitoring the chat. So if you feel that you would like an answer immediately, because we have to wait for people to get their turn in the live feedback, please type your question or experience in the chat, and someone will respond to you quickly. Okay, so that being said, all the announcements are out of the way. Let us now begin our feedback session. So if we could have all our meditators on, and we have a special guest. We have Mrs. Florina Wollenberger, Steve's wife. So welcome, Florina. So nice to see you. Please introduce yourself to us. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been practicing this meditation for quite a while.
got married to Steve and we're practicing it together. We practiced it with our kids when they grew up, and we're really enjoying it. And it has helped us tremendously in our life to stay balanced and encounter all the dramas of life.
Sure. Wonderful. That's so nice. So nice to see you, and we look forward to hearing from you too tonight. So yes, so you all of you know the drill. If you have any questions, would like to share something, please raise your hand, and I will get back. I'll call upon you. Don't see any raised hands yet. Oh, there's okay. So Beena, please go ahead. Please turn on your video and unmute yourself.
Okay, I have a question right now when we were doing meditation. So like my question is that, like, you know, whatever conditioning we have for centuries together in our tiny, tiny millions of cells. So how do we get out of, like, from the roots, how it can be rooted out completely?
Wow, that's a very deep and a very practical question. So Sylvia, would you mind telling the answer?
Oh,
I would like to have one-on-one with Sylvia too. Otherwise, I was just thinking about it, and you said that. That's a miracle. It's a miracle.
That's lovely. Thank you,
Anyway,
Veena. That's
yes.
a big vote of confidence. But I have to say that I'm still working on it.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
if we have it, you know, it's been coming for years, for so many lifetimes. I think it's fair to say that it's okay that we're going to be working on it quite a bit. This one, it's
So
not
we
bad.
always be but will be always be work in progress, because thoughtlessness cannot be achieved without rooting it out, all the negativity, whatever in ourselves are there, right? And the unconditional love, which we have to do it ourselves, because most of the time we say we love ourselves. Like I've been, it's been like I've been having awareness of this kind of awareness for days together, and I cry a lot that when I'll be able to be uniting with my divine energy, or my my Kundalini and whatever it is, right? So like it's not happening, you know. And I'm not saying it's not happening, like it's not in my hand. It has to be grace by God, by the God's grace. But then, you know, something is there which is blocking it, you know. So how to unblock? Yeah.
I get you. Okay, let's do this. Let's do a short meditation on our left side, Veena.
Okay.
Because you've reached thoughtlessness, but you're not completely clear on the left. I'm the same way after 20 years of meditation. And I think that we just have to give ourselves the grace to say it's a gradual process. And we love those moments of thoughtlessness. Let's embrace them and the growth that happens. And tomorrow, maybe we've got a clogged up left channel again. Let's get our candle. Let's get our right hand down. Let's raise our Kundalini, meditate, and clear it out. So it's fair to do that. No, I'm just saying kind of in a general way. So let's close our eyes and put our right hand down to the Mother Earth, because definitely conditionings, left side, they're very deep. And we have our left hand open. And we do want to replenish the energy of the left side, which gets constricted when we use it too much. And we can again use one of these beautiful bija mantras. And as we know, hum is a very good mantra for the left channel, bija mantra. So keeping our left hand open, right hand down towards the earth, we can ask, Mother Kundalini, please purify my left channel.
Please purify my left channel.
We can also just say inside as well. And then let's just take a breath, because the vibrations, we know it's not the thinking, but it's the clearing that does all the correction for us. So we're here to witness it and to practice it. So let's take a breath and we'll use the Bija mantra hum 3 times. Hum. Breath. Hum. Breath. Hum. We can open our eyes. Just a very simple mantra we can use sometimes if we're feeling too much in the past, or our left side is heavy, we're feeling very emotional. Hum means I am. So it awakens the life force, which is in the present. So I hope that was helpful. Just a very simple tool that we can use sometimes.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you, Binu, for a nice question.
Thank you.
All right, that was so nice, Sylvia. Thank you so much. And I would just like to add a small point about the left side. It is the left side that says that, oh, you have all these conditionings, how will you get out of it? You know, so it has the conditionings and it also feels bad about it. So, you know, the best way to say is that I am the spirit, I am the spirit, I am not these conditionings. So what does it matter if they are there or not there? You see, so that's one way to fight it out, to have that. That's the meaning of hum. I am. That's what we say again and again. All right. So I just had to make that small point there. So we
Nice.
have
Nice.
so we have Sangeeta ji. Sangeeta, please. Oops, my camera has decided to act strange. But Sangeeta, please turn on your video and ask your question. Sangeeta, if you're there.
Okay, I'm trying it. Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
So here I am. Yeah. Hello. I just wanted to ask, while we were saying hum, like Sylvia ji did it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to put our left hand towards Mother Earth when we say hum.
No, right hand.
Sorry, yeah. Right hand towards Mother Earth while saying hum.
Yeah.
That's what I want to ask. That's it.
Okay.
Otherwise, they say it like this to put the right and left hand, hum and sham.
Well, so you could keep your right hand on the right side of your head, but you could also keep it on the ground.
Ground also. That's all.
Whichever you find is simpler. Do the simpler one first.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Vivek. Thank you so much. That's all.
Okay, so is there
okay. No, I'm done. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Sangeeta ji. Is there
Thank you, Vivek.
Yeah. Is there someone else who would like to speak up? Please, we would like to hear from you. I said we would like to keep it short. That does not mean we don't want to hear from you. Okay. All right. So maybe we could talk a little bit more about the left side then. Steve, you had some great advice to give in the beginning about the left side as such, and how um, Shri Mataji said that we need to be in a pleasant attitude towards ourselves. So, could you elaborate a little bit more on that and how that plays into our daily lives, for instance, when we are not maintaining such an attitude towards ourselves?
Sure, I can try, Vivek.
Please.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to, variations on the theme of feeling guilty. In some way, we're really taught in many cultures that guilt is a way of actually taking responsibility for our mistakes. So we feel like we should feel guilty. That's the proper response to make a mistake. And then we discover when we're doing Saja Yoga that feeling guilty blocks the left Vishuddhi chakra. And it's really a sticking point. So as long as we hold on to that feeling of guilt, it's very difficult to grow. It's very difficult to meditate. So we learn that there are better ways to take responsibility for your mistakes, better ways to deal with your mistakes. So you can face your mistake, and you can say, okay, I did this. It was a mistake. I'm not going to do it again, and just be finished with it instead of carrying it around as a heavy thing inside. So I think from a practical point of view, it's a little bit just like learning that that's not the way you do it. That if you're going to the guilt response, it's not going to help you. And so you start to catch yourself doing that, and you try to adjust the behavior, because what we've learned about feeling guilty being kind of a responsible thing is just not correct, and it doesn't help us. So I think that's really it. It's the guilt and the feeling like, oh, I'm no good, there's so many things wrong with me. All of that is just not productive. So we need to kind of let go of it. So
That's wonderful advice, actually. That the guilt is a way of feeling responsible. That hits a chord somewhere, at least for me. So, Florina, would you like to share some of your understanding of this as well, of the general role of the left side, and how we can overcome any problems that it has?
Well, I was thinking, instead of only the negative or the heavy sides of the left side, there's actually also the emphasis of the beauty of the left side, the joy that we can only perceive when we have a clear left side. And to perceive that, to actually get that in life, I think it's all worth to just desire to have that left side clear. And I think that will help. And it will give us an enjoyment of nature, of all the beauty in other people, in situations, in the creation, in life itself. It's very powerful.
Yeah, that's very beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I would also like to stress on this point that although we do speak of generally the problems with these channels, it does not mean that all their attributes are necessarily always negative. They have very positive attributes also. We are just focusing more on the negative ones because we would just like to clear it out. That's it. But it's definitely true that the beauty of the left side is something that actually enriches our life. Without it, everything would just be very mechanical. And we would not really do something for the pleasure of doing it, because the pleasure comes from the left side. And it's very much instrumental in fueling our creativity. So, Sia, would you like to comment a little bit about how the left side plays a role?
Contemplating. Yeah. Yeah, I did. When Bina was asking so sweetly, how can we finally shake this off? I suddenly had to think of how Shri Mataji was talking about viruses, right? How viruses are life forms that have been gone out of evolution. And it just shows us this, and let's not forget, left side is the past. So how we all have this entire process, the evolution, that's been all of us, each and everybody of us. It's a collective process, not alone. So since millennia, we are all evolving. And these life forms are pushed out and whatever happens, right? And now we have this snippet of our present time, which is a very special moment because we have finally our self-realization. But still our understanding is so limited, it's so small. But I think what we can understand is that it has to be a collective process. We cannot do this on our own. And that's why it's so important to give realization and to get more people on board to collectively evolve. Like we are this tiny drop in the ocean that Vivek briefly fell into, which was really funny. I need to say it. And there was just this beautiful
it's just the Niagara.
just inspired me for this, but so it's just a collective. It's a collective thing. And Bina, if you what you bring along is the desire, and that's already the beginning. That's the start. So, and that's is like how Florina says, a left side quality is the desire. So all these beautiful qualities we bring, the most important is the desire that we all work it out. But then the process, we got to have an enormous amount of patience that this will take time. Because certain things we work out are fast and you will have amazing experiences in the moment, but some things will drag on. And that's where we need each other. We need to hang in there. We need encouragement for each other all the time, over years. We need encouragement for each other to keep going and keep trying because we're still only this tiny part of this enormous part of evolution. So it's a big answer, but I hope I gave it any justice. But that's what I was thinking.
No, that's fair. We also need a very broad perspective on the role of all these things as equally as much as the very narrow perspective of our own lives, and they're both very important, and that's really beautiful. So does this conversation spark any questions among our listeners? Would you like to share some insights that you have into your own left side, about your own emotional lives and how you've dealt with it? We don't have all the answers, so so Peter has something to say. Go ahead, Peter.
Thank you. I enjoyed tonight's session very much. I was going to say I had an excellent experience. I met somebody from the area here in Charlotte that also is into our yoga program, and I met his wife also, and it was nice to meet somebody face to face, other than doing the Zoom thing. I mean, nothing wrong with the Zoom thing, but I'm more of a touchy-feely kind of situation. Right. Anyway, it was nice to meet somebody like that, and they showed me how to do the candle, as far as trying to clear myself on the left channel. It was nice. It wasn't a lot longer than I think they thought. I thought I was picking up something real quick, and they had a photo for me. So I think I have the same one that Sia has. So I saw that, and she was the black and white one.
Yeah.
Anyway, once again, her music made my fingers. This time it wasn't my pinkies; it was the three on my right hand. All three of the tips of my fingers were vibrating. I don't know what that means, but
okay. And by vibrating, do you mean like they were shaking or trembling or something, or do you feel energy going through them?
It was the energy. I felt the energy coming off the edges of my fingertips.
Okay.
And great. I was like, is that good? Is that bad? Am I clearing something? I don't know.
So by energy, what do you mean? Like, do you mean the cool breeze? Were you feeling the cool breeze coming out?
On my fingers?
Yeah.
Maybe. I really wasn't focusing on that. I was just listening to the music and I felt it kind of, it touched my soul in some weird way. It did more the first time when I heard her play. I guess it was week 18, 19, because I went looking through the old ones and it wasn't on, because I thought it was on 18 and you guys kind of edited it out. And then I was talking to somebody else and they said they didn't do that. You sure that was the right day?
Yeah.
It was week 19, so, or
Okay.
session.
Okay, I'm glad you found the video. We didn't edit out any music, so for those who are listening, don't be disappointed. Everything is there.
Well, I've been using Mother the wrong way, and I say that because the other night I'm watching my hockey game, and my team was losing 3-2, and it was almost over. And I asked her to please let my team win.
I see.
We won. We won 4-3.
Oh wow, that's great.
So I tried pulling the same nonsense with her tonight, and I was like half paying attention and half watching the game, and we were down 3-0. She let me come back, and it was 3-3, went to overtime, and we lost. So I think she taught me a lesson not to be using her for this stuff. But anyway, it's not like I'm gambling. So
it's fine, Peter. Don't worry. The only thing is, it's good that
I bought her flowers today.
Oh,
Beautiful.
so nice, so sweet.
Really, really nice.
Wow, so
I
nice.
didn't know
So
if it
nice.
was stupid or what, but I did it anyway. Made me feel good.
Awesome, Peter.
That's very, very sweet of you, Peter, to bring her flowers.
Totally.
So it's good that we feel very, very much like a child, that we ask our mother to help us with things like hockey games, making our team win. We would ideally prefer to use that power for our own spiritual ascent, but it works in some of the more mundane aspects also. Um, we just need to be mindful of the kind of requests we make. That's all.
No, I know it was childish, but I did
No,
it.
it was
Anyway.
very sweet. I think it was nice.
I brought her flowers for it, so
That's why, like, that's why I said like a child. You know, when a child messes up, it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Bring you some flowers.
well, again, if it was my mother, my real mother, I'd get her flowers, or my grandmother.
Yeah.
So she's my adopted mother now. That's
Yes.
kind of the way
Very
I'm
much
looking.
so. Spiritual mother, you can say.
Yes, that sounded even better, actually. I was going to say something else. Now I forgot what it was. Oh, this business about having different lives that you kind of allude to from time to time. Does this mean that I have to believe in reincarnation?
Good question. So Sylvia, would you mind answering that?
Yeah, throw it
Oh,
to Sylvia.
Sure. Peter, you gave us so much joy tonight. And I love your photo. I just want to say that, and your flowers. And your relationship with your mother now, your spiritual mother, is getting established. And that's the main thing. A relationship has to grow and blossom, and it's a two-way street. And you're in it. You're in the two-way street, which is just terrific. So you do not have to believe in anything at all. Reincarnation is something that a lot of people believe in and a lot of people don't. If you don't mind, I'll tell a little personal story, but it doesn't really matter very much. When I was 12 years old, I had been going to church a lot. My parents didn't go to church at all. So I hooked my big sister, who was driving age then, into taking me to all these churches for some reason. And my family was not church going. So we would go to the Presbyterian church, we would go to the Methodist church, we would go to the Holy Roller church. My sister would just drop me off and leave me, okay, I'll be back in an hour. And nothing worked out. I'd go to these churches, I'd try to pray, I'd try to do all these things. Nothing hit me. I was 12, 13. And then one day, a new girl moved into the neighborhood, and she came over, and we were just chatting, and she said the word reincarnation, and a light bulb went off in my head. Because personally, I'm not preaching at all. I'm just saying that for me, it was like, whoa, this is why, XYZ person is born on this earth dirt poor. Why, if everybody is loved by God, why is somebody born dirt poor and somebody rich, somebody happy, somebody sad? How can it be? Why are we not all born in the same country? Why do we have different countries? I mean, those were the little questions buzzing around in my little 12-year-old brain. And to me, reincarnation was the answer. It was like, because we've gone through all these lives. Here's the hypothesis that I understood. Still, my understanding is probably like 12, 13 years old. So you're born and you do XYZ good and you do XYZ bad. And the stuff that you do good, you get like gold stars. You get in those areas, maybe your next life is a little better. But XYZ that you did, bad means you didn't get the lesson.
Yes.
Like you didn't get the lesson. Like maybe I didn't love enough, or maybe I was into jealousy, or maybe I was a thief. So those things I didn't get right. But in other things, maybe I got right. So the next life, those challenges are going to come back. And maybe, who knows? I mean, the divine is the brilliance that figures out what works for the human beings. So maybe I work it out better if I'm born dirt poor, because I spend more time on my spirit. So then I'm not a thief anymore. I don't think about material things so much. I mean, who knows? It's kind of hard to brainiac it all out. But I remember growing up, there were kids down the street that had awful parents. There were kids up the street who had good parents. None of it made sense for me until the word reincarnation came up. So it's just another word. It's another philosophy. It's another step in our journey also to encounter new things and see what they might mean to us. But I don't think I have probably a more honest or better answer than that to just share my personal story about reincarnation with you, Peter. And so what do you think about reincarnation?
I also agree with like a good 90% of what you just said, which is ironic. It just seems like as the conversations go on, there's kind of an underlying, like, I don't want to say understanding that this is in play, but the fact that, we talk about if this is just a blip on the radar. So this, I am the spirit. I am not my body. I think of it myself as my soul. So whether it's spirit, soul, I don't know the words. It doesn't really matter. I know 3 definite things. 1, there's a God. 2, it's not me. And 3, he, she, or it loves me. After that, it's wide open. I am not.
That's it, Peter. I mean, we should be asking you the questions now, isn't it?
Right? Peter, you get 3 gold stars. Absolutely.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'd love to add on. It's funny, but this experience what Sylvia had, I had a little similar. I had very similar, also from church. Only I didn't compare poor to rich. I compared old to young, and I always thought Last Judgment, and here's Peter at the gate, and then you have a little toddler, and you have a 90-year-old. I thought, how is he going to judge what that toddler did with what the 90-year-old did? The poor 90-year-old had a whole life to prove himself, and here comes the toddler. So that never made any sense. But if you believe or don't believe in reincarnation, I think generally seeing, you will see people who come from a background in their culture who have reincarnation, who will be less frustrated and less complaining constantly about what was dished for them, what was given to them. I think we people in the West, there's also going as far as blaming God. No, why is this given to me? Why is this life like that, right? So from experience, I think people who have that background of reincarnation do less blaming outside and more blaming inside and trying to work it out. That's maybe something that might help. But whatever the answer is, I think we just got to work on ourselves and keep going and not blame some outside entity or someone else.
That's wonderful. Yeah, please go ahead, Peter.
No, I was just going to say that it's been my experience that I didn't have the greatest childhood, and there's a lot of emotional trauma that goes with that. But I guess I'm trying to heal myself. And as things happen, I try to either try it on, like having a new jacket, and either it doesn't fit right or it fits perfectly. And I'm kind of feeling myself out in this, a couple blips on the road, and I was like, and then I talked to somebody and I kind of said, oh, okay. And I've been past that, because as long as I stay honest with myself and true to myself, at least I feel like I have a good shot at making this work for me.
Yeah, and that's all that is needed. Even if you do, if you believe in reincarnation or you don't, our main concern is this moment right now, in the present. We don't really care about anything else. So it does not really matter if you believe or you don't believe. The present moment is all that matters. So and as you said, if you are true to yourself, that is, if you are true to your own spirit and you're feeling the vibrations in your hands, in your experience, that is more than enough. You don't need to believe in anything. We are not here to spread a philosophy. We're just here to give the experience. That's it.
Well, that's something I really do enjoy, because I have watched Mother's other little snippets on YouTube, and she's made it very clear, this is not about money, be a scientist, do experiments for yourself. You feel the cool breeze, do you not feel the cool breeze? And, I wondered if it was psychosomatic on my part, because I want to believe, therefore I do, but I don't really think that's true. I mean, even as I found this, I still don't know how I wound up here, because I'm not a WhatsApp kind of person. I had deleted the whole thing. And again, I don't know how I'm here, but, every day I just try to make the best of it. And I haven't, I've made some friends already, and I'm having a real positive experience at this. So thank you very much.
Great. Just go forward with it. That's it.
Thank you, Peter. Beautiful.
Thank you.
That was so nice to hear from Peter and all the others on the panel tonight. So is there anyone else who would like to share something tonight?
That was so nice what you just said, Vivek, from our family. I really feel that. When you said it, it was just so perfect. I feel like we have become a family, and it's so satisfying. Our family's growing. That's a good thing.
Well, the couple I met today, we're going to see if we can find a place around here that we can rent for an hour once a week and meditate together. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I'm going to start telling my friends about this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know a lot of seekers. They just don't know where to look.
Yeah, that's a message for all of us. Like, sorry. So, Peter, would you mind telling where you are right now? You're which state?
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay.
USA.
Great. So yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina is about to undergo a spiritual transformation now through the help of Peter.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I go through Charlotte now and then when I'm on my way to Virginia and back to Florida. So I'll see if I can meet up with you guys and meditate with you. That would be awesome. I would love it.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah. We'll keep that family thing going.
I do like that. The common goal, the common purpose, or the collective. That was what the term you guys have used.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's really
That's
cool.
true. That's true. Okay, great. Yeah. We'll find out who's in Charlotte and what are there what is the name of the folks that you met in Charlotte that you meditated with, Peter?
I'm going to kick myself. I can't pull it off the top of my tongue. Shoot.
I think it's Narsi and his wife.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, great. I'll connect with them.
They're very nice. Very nice people.
Super.
So, great. We have Carissa with something to say. Carissa, please go ahead. We can't hear you, unfortunately. You are unmuted, but we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Good. So I just had to share my experience today, which is interesting. I'm still interested to what happened because, you know, I had headache since morning, and headache is very familiar for me. For many, many years, I always had headache. It was tension headache. And one of the really great things that I got from Sahaja Yoga was getting to know my headache and being able to work with it with the ice pack treatment, with left and right acne. I get to know what the extra thoughts do to me and what's the reason of these headaches, and really successful to bring them down and help them get better without taking Advil and Tylenol also. So that was one of the things that I was talking about it a lot with everyone and really, happy about it. But this headache came, and it was from yesterday. It stayed today, throughout the day. It was really bothering me, and nothing did basically help. So I was dealing with it. And it was so bad, like before this meditation, like 8:30, I lay down and I thought that maybe I don't come, I don't feel good. I even started to feel nauseous, really go to bad things. And I was thinking, why is this happening to me? I came and sat at the meditation, but I was not feeling good. I couldn't, pay attention. My attention scattered, and I keep thinking that this is not going to work. I can't help with that. This headache, it's there. All these thoughts, which I couldn't differentiate me from those thoughts anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even continue to listening to mother's talk. I was wandering around, really in a bad thing. And we were working on left channel, and I thought that, well, left channel doesn't help me because I have headache. So this is from my right channel. So I do something else. So left today is not for me, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
I even finally went and took an Advil. I took that because I felt that I'm getting nauseous, and I sat back. And then I said that, okay, I got the Advil. Let me go with the meditation. And I started to do the left channel.
Yeah.
And little by little, I just got that thought. I could separate myself from the thought that my headache is not getting better with meditation, and I could see it. And like within 5, 6, 7 minutes, it was gone.
Nice.
And I told myself, I swear to God, that's not the Advil, because that can't work this fast. And that was the really good, one of those miraculous things. And I just enjoying it. But when I was listening to the questions and the conversations, I realized that it was my left channel. So it was this conditioning and this, I am not good, I can't make this work, or the other, that I am the one that told others that you can help your headache with meditation, but I am wrong. Just all these things, they were so that was exactly what I needed tonight, to work on my left channel, because from morning I was thinking that, why is this coming? What am I doing wrong? This is just a very, very, very interesting experience.
Wonderful. So Steve and Florina, do you have something to comment on this? It's so interesting.
Well, first of all, that's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
And Saji Yoga is so experimental, and I think that's something really important for us all to understand, is that it's an ongoing experiment. You have to find out always what is the source of any problem that you have. It's not a textbook thing, it's you have to feel it, and you have to discover, and you work it out when you come to understand where it's coming from. And sometimes it's surprising. And there are things that, it's happening to me all the time still, and I've been doing this for a long time, that I feel something, and I might think, well, that's kind of a right side thing, and I work on my right side and it doesn't get better. And then suddenly I try working on my left side and it gets better. And it's like, oh, okay, I understand a little better how that works, but it's a constant learning process, So it's not surprising, but it's great that you discovered through just the sequence of events, you discovered where it was really coming from. It's fantastic.
Yes, and this realization that headache, it's not just, liver or, right and left. It's just the thoughts, and they can be from anywhere. It's just separating you from the thoughts is that's the first step. And unless you do that, you can't do anything else.
And yes, I think you really showed us a beautiful example of witnessing the thoughts, and also the thoughtless. When you become thoughtless, then the solution will show itself. Very beautiful manifestation.
Thank you.
All right. That's great. So yeah, this left side, that sort of gives actually a wonderful summary of how our left side actually puts us into problems sometimes. If we can just separate ourselves from the kind of thoughts that it gives us, it's a very powerful way of overcoming the various obstacles that it puts in our way. So, all right. So with that, we will conclude our meeting tonight. So I hope you had a chance to go to the breakout rooms, get your questions answered, and if you are not yet a part of a WhatsApp group, please join it. Get your mentor, and you and they can work together as Peter did. And if you think that there are others who can benefit from Sahaj Yoga, please let them know. Our sessions right now are open to beginners as well. So there is a breakout room separately for beginners. So don't feel that the beginners is already done and all that. Just invite them, let them come, and let them enjoy the same way as you are. So with that, we'll call it a night. And it was so beautiful having all of you today. And we all hope to see you tomorrow as well. Thank you so much for coming. Good night and have a great week ahead of you.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. God bless.
Good night.
Good night.